Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today we are here with amazing Sarah Rudy of Hello June. And hello, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well, thank you.
Wonderful. And so I'm going to ask, you're in West Virginia, right?
I am. Yep, I am in very close to the Maryland side of West Virginia.
So you're getting the cooler weather right now because it's fall here, and obviously we're in Florida. Our cool weather was like a 60-degree day, and I was like, thank God I can actually put like a t-shirt on or and feel comfortable, or jeans,
Right. No, I feel you. Here we're doing flannels, so we're in flannel weather currently. The leaves are very beautiful. They're this really rich orange, yellow, red, patchy. Yeah. It's starting to get more on the red side, which means it's going to be brown soon. But right now we're enjoying it. That's where we are.
I have to admit, I do miss. I'm from Pennsylvania originally, so I do miss the changing of the seasons like that for sure.
It's magical. It is.
It is. Absolutely. So we'd love to start off with the most difficult question first.
Sure.
So tell me, who is Sarah Rudy? And while we're adding to this, who is Hello June?
Wow, that is a complex question to start with, I believe. I'm Sarah Rudy. I am an artist. I think I came out of the womb as an artist. I think it was my calling to just create and get my hands messy. Hello June is my musical project that we're currently working on. I have a couple guys backing me. My partner Whit Alexander plays bass. Logan Seidler plays drums. And we're feeling really solid as a three-piece. We've recently been learning all of the new tunes from the record, kind of just learning each other as well and learning ourselves. And we're really currently just very excited about all the creating that we're doing. But yeah, we're an indie rock band from West Virginia. There's not much indie rock here. I will say there have been a couple indie rockers that have popped their heads up recently, but it's more of there's a lot of country and there's a lot of like heavy rock here in West Virginia. So we don't exactly fit in. But I don't think I've ever fit in. I think that is part of Sarah Rudy, is not fitting in. So I think we're a couple of outcasts, who are trying to make music that makes us happy.
And that's beautiful. Who wants to? I don't want to fit in. I've always felt like a lot of times I've never fit in, or I've always felt alone at times, even though I wasn't. But just that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I used to totally hate understand. It, but I think I'm learning to just be like, it's totally good.
Yeah. And there are plenty of people that do support you, and I'm sure that are around and stuff. Maybe just not like just next door where you can be like, hey, I need to talk, or
For sure. Always.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert, everyone, if you didn't catch that, there's a new record coming out soon. We don't have a release date yet, but it is in the works.
Right. That is
so
right.
That's definitely exciting. And links will also be in the descriptions if you haven't heard any of their music yet. You will love it. I love it. Well, of course, I love music in general, but yeah.
Thank you.
So tell me, who are some of the women that have inspired you musically?
Oh my. Well, I think, let's see, probably three big ones. I would say June Carter Cash, hence the Hello June name. That's where the name came from. My grandfather and I would play a lot of Johnny Cash songs, a lot of the Carter Family songs. And that was like my first intake of music. So definitely, you know, finding out about June and Mabel, you know, just like, oh, this is great. You know, I was a young kid. Reba McEntire was I would sit in the back seat of my mom's car and be like, play Reba. I loved Reba so much. And I really love, like, in 1995 when Jagged Little Pill came out from Alanis Morissette, I was like, I mean, my mind was absolutely taken over and blown by such a badass. I mean, I think, I don't know how old I was, but I was fairly young and probably shouldn't have been listening to, like, you know, like, I mean, her content is, she's an adult, she's writing to adults, and I'm like, you know, but I'm like, she understands me. And then I can't help but Jen Wasner from Wyoke was just, when I watched her play guitar, I was like, okay, this is really, really cool to see somebody as just in the genre that they're in, and just being so, you know, masterful with her craft was just really cool. And so those are I said 3, but I went 4.
It's all good. It's all good. And there are probably more inspirations that you'll find different times, and you know, even as you evolve, or there's new music or old music that you re-listen to, as you know, it's a different concept. And I can say that, you know, back then when you mentioned Reba, I'm like, yeah, I remember when I was learning to drive in the 90s there. I was forbidden. My mom said to me, I was forbidden to play Dolly Parton and Reba McEntire because I used to play them so much that she's like, I'm sick of them. I used to like both their voices and love their music, but now, could you just stop? I'm like, okay, I get it, Mom. Sorry.
I relate.
So,
I definitely relate.
So what else is happening? You have some gigs coming up and things like that?
Yes, we do. We are on the East Coast. We are actually playing the Purple Fiddle, which is kind of I think they're kind of known all around. It's in Thomas, West Virginia, which is a really, really neat place. If you haven't gone there, check it out. It's there's Dolly Sods and Blackwater Falls right there. So it's got like just some really gorgeous, especially this time of the year, scenery and things like that. That's the first weekend in November. We're also playing a show with Bendigo Fletcher. Have you heard of them?
I have.
Okay, I was going to say they're kind of killing it right now. We're playing a show with them at 123. That's a Thursday night right before the Purple Fiddle show. And I have all the dates. I can get them to you, but you know, that I'm pretty excited about those. And we've got a Charlotte, North Carolina show coming up. That's a cool one too at Snug Harbor. So we've kind of you know, we've got a good, I booked 50 shows this year. So like that was we're all still working full time. Which is, you know, it's an ordeal, but you know, so I took 2 weeks and I booked 50 shows myself, and you know, I had certain criteria in my head, I had certain goals, and pretty proud about that. But this November will be like the conclusion of those 50 shows that we played for the season. So pretty, like the last couple of shows are pretty rad. Like it's going to be a blast, I think.
And I think that in itself, playing 50 shows while everyone working full time. I mean, I know it takes to work a 40, 50-hour week in general, and then do this and other stuff in life, and just to have a family, things like that. And it's crazy. It gets chaotic. You're like, wait, what day am I? Where am I? What are we doing? And
exactly. It's a lot, but we're moving up forward, and hopefully we can, the goal is to have more art in our lives and less, you know, mundane work at some point.
It'll get there.
That's what we're hoping.
Someone told me the other day, you just have to keep going, you know.
That's been the theme.
Yeah. And And I love the stories, like out of Nashville, they always talk about the 10-year town, right? And I love when someone goes, yeah, it's a 10-year town. I'm 17 years in and I finally got a song on the radio, like from someone else. Like, and I'm like, well, you never gave up. So
Right.
yeah, you got to do
Yeah,
what you love, right?
exactly. Yeah.
And we all have to
People
do what we
will
have to do to pay
eventually.
the bills.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
Oh. So would you like to do our 20 crazy questions now?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. And I promise we won't get arrested yet.
Okay, great. Good.
Okay. So tell us, what is your dance like nobody's watching song? The song that you absolutely have to dance to?
Let's see. That that's pretty tough. Man, I'm sorry for this long pause. You can probably edit that. You know what? There are a couple Flock of Dimes songs. I mentioned Jen Wazzer from Wye Oak, her side project Flock of Dimes. She has a bunch of danceables. I don't quite have like one in particular. I would say I'm not like a super pop fan necessarily, but like she just the way it just hits right, and I would dance while no one was watching. I'm sorry, that was a bad answer. You're probably looking for something specific.
No, that's fine. Someone had given me a genre of dance music like the EDMs, and I'm like, whatever makes you happy. That's the point of this. It's to get to know you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. I promise.
Okay, good.
Well, except for what? There's right or wrong. There's one right or wrong answer. That means we could get arrested. So just keep that in mind, okay? When we get there.
Right. Okay. All right. I won't get us arrested. I don't think.
Okay, good. I hope not. I always said I would never do good in jail. So
I would not.
oh, tell me, in your opinion, what's the best workout song or genre or maybe an artist?
Well, so it's kind of funny. This is so weird, and I don't know why I do this, but when I work out, I always start with Whiskey in a Jar by Metallica. Like, I don't know why. It might just be habit. Like I walk through the door and I am like a pigeon twirling in its cage. Like you're about to do the thing on the elliptical and lift the little weights. You must play Whiskey in a Jar. I mean, like, I don't know. So I usually start there and then I go to like Baroness. I guess I like the heavier stuff to work out to. But Gina Gleason is a badass. So there's another one.
Oh, I love it. I love us getting different opinions and viewpoints of workout music because there's been such a variety on here. And I can honestly say I listen to pretty much anything depending on what I'm doing. If I'm running elliptical, it needs to have a beat. Like a really
that's true.
Yeah.
Because I get sidetracked. I'll be thinking about God knows what.
Absolutely. Oh, so tell me, top 2 favorite concerts ever.
Cool. Okay. I definitely, it's weird. I think probably both of them are just right before the pandemic hit. I saw Big Thief play in Columbus, which was fantastic. It was like, I think the bassist, somebody in the band had family in Columbus, so they just quickly just put that date on the thing. I got tickets. The pandemic happened, so glad we did that when we did. My second favorite, I think, would be Courtney Barnett and the National played in. I think it was Pittsburgh. I can't quite remember where we went for that, but that was real. Those are 2 of my favorite bands. So seeing that was like a dream, and that was right before the pandemic as well. So those are my top 2, I think, which is strange because they just happened in these past couple of years. So I guess I'm hitting some good ones.
Absolutely, and when you get to see your favorite bands, I mean that does it.
It does. And they did not disappoint.
So tell the audience a recommendation, an album, maybe a few artists that they need to listen to before they die.
Wow. Okay. In my opinion, I would say Jason Molina. He hits me in the heart. I feel like a lot of his language is super poetic and very meaningful, but yet his guitar playing is sort of tied in with it, and it's very rich, and it's very, very interesting tones. He unfortunately died some years back. Rest in peace. Super beautiful stuff. Anyways, he came out of the Ohio Valley. So Jason Molina's on top of my list. Courtney Barnett is for sure on top of my list. I think she's just a badass guitar player, a badass front woman. I mean, she just stomps across that stage like she owns it, because she does. And let's see. I probably. Yeah, I think those are probably my top two that are just, maybe not. I mean, Courtney Barnett's gotten a little bit bigger, but a lot of times I'll ask people if they know Jason Molina, and sadly they don't know of him. So he also had a band called the Magnolia Electric Company, and we got to do a tribute show with them a couple years back. So I got to meet the band, which was really cool. But yeah, definitely those two.
I love it. I love it, and I can guarantee no one's ever said any of who you're mentioning today. That's what I love about this. I always love new music for everyone. See?
Oh, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
So tell me, do you have any guilty pleasure music? The music that no one knows you listen to? Like, I don't know. I mentioned Baby Shark a couple weeks ago onto someone, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's surely on my playlist." I'm like.
That should not be allowed to mention even the word Baby Shark, because now that's in my head. Little sister,
okay, I'll find another one next time. I won't mention that again, I promise.
My little sister has a 2-year-old, and he loves Baby Shark. So I've heard that a lot of times. Guilty pleasure though, because that's not it.
That's like the Barney song. My nephew, when he was little, I was like, "Oh my God, stop! Please no more! Please no more on the Barney."
I love that. I love that. Honestly, I think there's a lot of like really not great music that came out of the 90s, but yet I listen to it and I'm like, "Oh, that's great," because you just get this nostalgic feel. I recently went back and listened to some albums of the 90s that I just thought were so good, and I was like, now that I know how to play guitar, now that I've assembled my own songs, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen to them and see what I think. And it was kind of a trip, because some of it just kind of blew my mind with some of it was really good, and then some of it was just strikingly not. And I just came to the conclusion that it's kind of a mixed bag, and the 90s were this special, weird, magical time where we're all learning and doing, I don't know. But so I guess 90s music is kind of and that sounds bad because obviously there's some really good stuff that came out of the 90s, but let's be real, there are some duds. And I like the duds. I like, I just think it's a cool bottle of time. So we just put sand, a little, it's just, I don't know. So yeah, 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. 90s. There's a little of everything there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I mean, you could probably go from every genre, from the old school rap to pop, EDM, even country. There's probably, it was very eclectic mix there in the 90s for sure.
Exactly.
So, hypothetically, if I came to you and said, I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Well, I just watched the Dahmer series.
Was it good?
Honestly, it freaked me out. It was very amazing. I thought they did really well with it. You know what? I would just probably bail out and turn myself in and be like, look, I don't know what to do with this. So I don't know.
Great, I'm going to jail. Thanks. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
I'd raise my hand and say, I've done something bad. Like, I don't know. that seems like a lot. Like, that's a lot for one person to handle.
Okay, you will be on my do not call list, I promise.
Yeah. I really shouldn't be on someone's call list for that.
Okay, so another hypothetical question. Do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Listen, I've been working on that a little bit. You know, we started with a couple solar panels at our house. I'm trying to just eventually take myself out of the stupid grid. And so I've got a generator, I've got a solar panel. I'm working my way there. That's
awesome.
I just need to work on my farming skills. I've got land. I need to be here more. That's the thing. Like, maybe
I'm sure when that point comes around, like I'm kind of like, the whole 2020 when that all happened, then
right.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'll be ready. I need to read about it a little bit.
Well, we came up with one conclusion over this whole thing that is really unique. We've never seen zombie movies where they are in snow. So I've elected to join people in Canada and go to the mountains and just hang out with them because I'm like, okay, you all got this plan. I'm like, I have no clue. So yeah.
That's not bad. No, that's good.
So yeah, we're just going to start a little camp in the mountains where it snows all year long, and we'll be good.
That's great. No, I'll just join you up there and just say screw the farming. I mean, or I could bring the farming up there even.
Yeah, you can bring it up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh. So tell us, what job would you be terrible at doing?
Well, I'll tell you what job I'll be terrible at doing because I did it. I was a waitress once, and I was waitress at the Olive Garden. I really was not the most amazing waitress. Like, some people really loved me, and some people absolutely did not like me at all. So just from the data, I think the data shows I'm not a great waitress. I try to take care of people's needs and stuff, but I think my personality skills don't necessarily lend to me being a great waitress. My favorite story is the time that a guy told a joke to me. I didn't understand what he was saying, so I just regurgitated the joke back to him. And somehow I offended him so badly. Swear to God, all I did was flip around the words and throw it back to him. Because I don't even know what, I couldn't tell you what the joke was because I don't even know what he meant. It was just me being like, okay, we're in a social situation. I can do this. Threw it back to him. Next thing I know, I'm not at his table anymore because he caught my manager to get a new waitress. No? Yeah. No kidding. That was real. It was my real life. So thank God that was just for some time because not a good trip for me.
All right. So we'll just make sure whatever you do, we don't have to waitress.
No, we don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Oh. Well, if you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
Well, I think I would quit my job so that I just had less to do because I feel like I always have way too much to do. And then I would just put some money in the bank. I don't think my life would be that different, which is maybe a really boring answer. But I just have so much all the time that I think I would be just super stoked to be like, great, I can just take my 9 to 5 off the plate. That simplifies my life. I don't even think I would
understand that.
I think I would just hang with my old guitars, be happy with. I don't even think I would add one. That's.
Well, that's pretty good. That's very realistic, though.
Yeah, I think I am a realist. I try.
Oh, so tell me, what's the last thing you read, or something you would recommend everyone should read?
Well, I'm in the middle of reading a book about Elliott Smith. I can barely find any time to read, which really sucks. And I read a lot as a kid, and I feel like as an adult, my reading rate of books is just so slow. Um, and I recently read the Jason Molina memoir as well. So and I can't remember the name of the Elliott Smith book. But my buddy, the reason I got it was because somebody posted a picture. My friend is actually in one of the pictures with Elliott Smith, and I was like, hello, like tell me about this. And
Yeah.
so that was really interesting to learn that like he actually crossed paths with Elliott Smith and they were friends back in the 90s, I guess. And so anyways, I ordered the book and I'm reading it, and it's Elliott Smith is obviously infinitely interesting as a human. So, in the next 5 years, I'll finish that book. That's where I'm at right now. Maybe when I win the lottery, I'll read books.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the Powerball right now. I know we're on now. Everyone, this probably will not air in this week, so we're on October 24th, and I believe the Powerball is 600 million.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
I read a lot of books.
Yeah,
that's my reading rate could really go up if I win the lottery.
Absolutely. Then I'd be like calling you and be like, okay, so what books do I need to read? What books were worth it? Like
exactly. And you have to play to win. So maybe I'll play.
I figured I could spare $2, maybe even $4. That's like a cup of coffee somewhere, right?
Yeah, is that all it is? And you can that's wow. Okay. I'm gonna do that for sure. Maybe a couple.
Yeah.
If I win, I'll even give you some. That's how just you kind of promoted this idea. Who knows?
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. So sweet. Or you can take me along as like a roadie for a while too. That'd be cool,
There you go. Yeah.
I have an RV, so that's all. I just need to know where you are and how soon I can get there to the next spot. Yeah.
There we go. All right. That's good.
So do you prefer boots or heels?
Oh, definitely boots. Definitely boots. I'm not a huge heel person.
I have to admit, since COVID, I don't think many people have said heels. I mean, there's been the occasional they have to go with the heels because they're like, I don't wear them very much, and I personally like a good pair of heels. But yeah,
I could see that too. Yeah. No, I'm definitely a boot person. Recently I've been rocking some Chelsea boots. I feel like those are just very plain, just really, they go with everything. Yeah.
And meanwhile, in Florida, I'm like flip flops all the time. No, okay.
I don't blame you. That is like another world to me.
See, after you hit the lottery, you'll have to come hang out in Florida. I would recommend though over the winter months because it's cooler, not so toasty. But yeah,
that's true. Right. Yeah, I really enjoyed. Is it Rainbow Lake with all the manatees in Florida? Are you familiar?
Yeah.
There's a bunch. Like I took a trip down there once, and I just thought that was the coolest. I learned how to scuba dive there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a total aside.
No, that's okay. There's a lot of awesome stuff to do in Florida and everywhere. Trust me, I could go on about traveling in different places, and that's like purely my passion besides music. So
nice.
So, if they made a movie about your life, who would you want to play you? Maybe like Christina Ricci, just because I really like her. I don't know why I really like her, but I do. I think it's the Addams Family. Like growing up, the stripe, the black and white striped shirt. I think it just burned into my soul as like that's what cool is. Like I was like 8 or something, but like, and then I just grew up really liking her. I think probably Christina Ricci. It's a great choice. I like that.
Yeah, she's interesting.
Definitely. So, this could be a little perplexing. Where's Waldo?
Oh, yeah, it's perplexing. I think Waldo is wherever he wants to be.
As long as he's not behind me, we're good then.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a horror movie in this in the making. I guarantee this. I just need to have someone to come help me write the manuscript, and we got this.
Listen, I just watched last night a movie where people were Zooming and there was like weird ghost activity.
Oh no.
So this is way too close to like that was the whole premise. So it's already written. I forget what it was called, but it's new. So I'm sure it's like being promoted right now. It's pretty scary. It freaks me out. I
check that out now.
It was really scary. Yeah, I jumped like 4 times, like one of those jumper movies, you know. But there's nothing behind.
There's nothing behind him.
No, nothing behind you. You're good.
I feel much better.
Yeah.
Oh, in your opinion, what's the best thing since sliced bread?
Oh man. Wow. I think I've been pretty happy lately because I've been running my guitar rig in stereo, and I feel like it's kind of doing the job of like 2 people a little bit, and to me right now that might be the best thing since sliced bread because you know I send one signal through and I have it split up a certain way and it's really working hard for me. So
Awesome.
it's allowing me to work maybe a little less hard or something. I think that's the best thing since sliced bread.
That's a really cool answer. Oh, would you rather cook or order in?
I I love that people love to cook. And I really relate to that. Just like I relate to like reading a book and really enjoying it. But I feel like these days, and we do cook a lot, but if I had the option to just be like, food is here, I would take it. And I think that that's partially just like where I'm at in life right now, and I feel like my head is always spinning with all the things that we're doing. So maybe at another time I would have a different answer, but I think probably I would say takeout.
Yeah, I can totally understand being crazy busy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I and maybe one day I'll grow my love for cooking.
Oh, in your opinion, what's the worst pizza topping?
I think green peppers, I always just end up kind of being like, why are these here? Now that's kind of leaving out the option of like anchovies because I if just am not into that at all. So like, you know, within the range of like vegetables / the normal, you know, pepperoni, sausage, like I would say probably the green pepper. Like I love a good red pepper, I love a good yellow pepper. Greens are just they give me a little heartburn and I feel like they're just a little inadequate. I could be wrong. This is my opinion.
Red, orange, yellow, all good. Just no green.
Oh, great. Yeah, super great. Just green. Just green. It's
Well, since the biggest debate, and now I've been bringing up this last half of the year, was pineapple in the beginning of the year. What are your feelings on pineapple? Yay, nay? Doesn't matter.
Personally, really, I will fight that. My sister is like, no, she does not love pineapple. I do not understand it. Like I thought we had enough of the same genes for her to be cool, but apparently she's not cool. No, I love pineapple.
We'll start a family feud here online.
Exactly. We're cutting ties, right? Just kidding. I'm joking. No, I love pineapple on pizza. I think it's a funny thing though to fight about. Because people do love to fight about pineapple on pizza. They do.
It is. I thought at one point we were gonna have a whole brawl out here because I'm like, oh, maybe I could just get everyone in a room and we can have pineapple, non-pineapple, and then everyone else in the middle, and just yeah.
Right. So have you found that most people like it or don't like it, or is it kind of a mixed bag?
It's it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, I mean, there are people that are yay or like seriously like yay or nay, or, and then there's that median of, yeah, we could eat it, whatever. Yeah. As long as it's not like really like wet and gross and like it's cooked well. And I'm like, grilled on the pizza would be good. Like anything grilled to me is good. So yeah, grilled and then on the pizza.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's always an ideal. Let's be real. There's always an ideal.
Exactly. So what do you wish would clean itself? The house, the car, everything?
Oh, well, if everything's an option, I'll take that. But like, I think probably the house the most. It just always feels like it's like, man, can we just like snap our fingers and sort of place that back where it goes and take the trash out? And yeah, I think I would. Oh man, that would be great. I think they tried to do that with a little Roomba thing. Is that kind of like, maybe I need to try that out. I don't know how. I just don't. It doesn't seem that I'm not convinced by it, I guess.
It's good if I was the type that I would sweep every day because we have dogs. So there's always dog hair on tile floor here. So it worked well for that.
Yeah.
But even in the same sense, I'm like, yeah, I ended up getting like a stick broom and I'm like, I just quickly sweep every day and that just.
Right.
So, but that would be nice if things would just clean themselves.
Oh God, that'd be the next level.
I know. So if you hit the lottery, I would love to borrow a little bit of the 600 million. Just hire someone that could come in and clean for the year for me. That would be super awesome. I'd appreciate that.
See, this is great problem solving we're doing right now. It is.
Absolutely. So tell me something on your bucket list.
Man, oh gosh, I have so many things. Well, like as in like a super mega dream kind of.
Sure, whatever you want to share. It could be something like that. It could be traveling to Canada. I don't know, whatever.
Right. Okay. So anything really. I kind of, I've always sort of had this fascination with the Ryman Auditorium. And I think in my mind, I'm like, I'll probably never get to play it. But in my mind, I'm like, it is, just like I've had smaller things on the bucket list that I've crossed off. It's on the bucket list for, later down the line. It's just I think that's a magical room.
Yeah, it's like just that amazing venue. Like there are certain venues that are just it doesn't matter what kind of music you play, like the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, you could, granted, we know that's almost all country, but there's some mix there. But yeah, it's just like there are just some venues that are just magical.
I know. My friends got married in the Ryman. Isn't that really
that's awesome?
I know, that's what I said. I was like, why didn't you tell me this like literally upon meeting me? Hello, it's nice to meet you. I've gotten married in the Ryman. Like, it seems so cool. Annie Neal is her name. She plays music as well. She's fantastic.
Oh, awesome.
They both play. It's a husband and wife duo. He plays amazing bass guitar behind her.
Wonderful. And if y'all haven't checked them out, you should go do that after the interview. I like to reiterate, after the interview.
I'm basically giving you an entire list of things.
I love it. Yeah, you can just start sending me everyone that we should be reviewing and sharing with everyone. We'll do it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's the part of collaborating, isn't it?
It's beautiful, yes.
If you could be any person, like Dolly Parton, or a position like a CEO or accountant or doctor, who or what position would you want to be for the day and why?
Oh, wow. Any person. For only one day?
For one day. That's it. Just one day. Just to see what it's like to be them or to gain their knowledge or,
Yeah. I think I would pick a band that's on just the next level of this kind of the system that we're in. I think I would pick a band on that level and just sort of navigate the differences and see the differences of the music business. And because I feel like there's always this, like, you're slowly kind of moving up and you're meeting new people and meeting more people, and the network gets bigger, and the people that are, doing more things in that profession. And I feel like that world is always kind of changing for us. Um, and I can imagine what it feels like to be at the next level. And I would love to, get a sneak peek. That's boring.
That would
I know. All of my answers are boring.
No, they're not boring. Again, this is getting to know you, Right. I'm sure they'd be more interested if we were sitting here drinking alcohol in the afternoon, but we're like responsible adults who are like too busy to have a drink. Because I'll tell you the other day,
coffee.
Right. And I've lived on my diet due today. So I'm going the total. Cool. Yeah.
That seems actually really good right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is my addiction, I think, is that diet dew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. The diet dew. I like that.
I there's nothing else that I like. I drink every day. That's probably like the one thing that I drink every day. Like I'm like, I gotta have one today. I didn't have one yet, like.
Wow, yeah. No, I weirdly like diet sodas. Like the non-diet sodas make me feel like super full. And so I've always just sort of liked the diet. I know everyone like feels like that's weird, but I like them.
No, I'm the same way because it's and sometimes it's too sweet. Like regular Mountain Dew. I used to drink that occasionally and I'd be like, I drank one. I'm like, so sweet. I'm like, I can't. And so it took a little to get to some of the diets though. Like they've had that because of NutraSweet or sucrose, right, that weird taste. Like, but all in all, yes. My favorite, I have to admit, is the Ziva. Zevia. Ziva. They are no sugar and they use the stevia extract. And they're actually a little too sweet for me mostly, but they have like a regular cola and root beer and all of them are good except for the grape for me. I'm like, I just don't know what it is. I like grapes and I like a lot of grape things, but that one just.
Interesting. I'll have to try it.
Yeah, but
it's good.
Pretty good.
I love drinks. I'm a big drink person. Like if you give me just an assorted number of drinks, I'm happy as a clam. Gatorades. I don't know what it is. I just love drinks.
Yeah.
I always have.
Okay. Great. We're going to have a drink show. It's going to be like Body Armor and Gatorade and Powerade. Which is your favorite? Yeah.
I will go on analyzing drinks forever.
Oh, so do you have any words of wisdom that you live by? And if so, what are they?
Oh. Well, maybe I'm not sure, like probably not the best at like making like a nice quote and buttoning it up perhaps, but I try to always kind of put myself in the other person's shoes, just for that whatever we're dealing with behaviorally. I try to put myself into someone else's shoes and say, okay, that person might be dealing with more, juggling more plates, whatever, because generally people are not out for doing things out of malice or something, but it's sometimes there's a butting of heads, and I feel like take precautiously, almost thinking what could this person be, or just the fact that that person could be going through anything, is kind of, so I feel like that's kind of running through my head at most points when I'm dealing with people. I think, so basically
I think that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say 99% of the people would probably say yes. That's true. There's like that 1%, there's always a 1%. That's just,
You know what? And I almost said that at the end, and I was like, no, but there's always going to be somebody that I think my drummer this year has seen me hilariously. There were a couple of times where I just had to be like, I had to walk in here swinging, and I'm sorry, but I'm walking in here swinging because otherwise whoever this person is going to try to trample me. And that's not, so there are some exceptions. I try to really keep those as exceptions though.
Absolutely. Oh, so we have the new album coming out soon.
Yes, we
Anything
do.
else exciting happening? Booking lots more for 2023. Are you going to do like 50, at least 50 again?
So we are currently looking for a booking agent. And so I'm going to try to step back from that role because it's a little bit much for me to do at this point. Like it's getting a little bit hard for us to handle like at this phase that we're in. So I am taking some things, but I'm also leaving room for that, which is really exciting. That'll be a nice addition to the team. And so yeah, we'll eventually then tour for the record. So not sure when we're releasing that, but we will be releasing singles in the winter, which I'm like, honestly, we have like 5 songs that we all think should be singles, and I don't think we're going to put 5 out as singles, but we kind of keep going back and forth with these 5 songs, and like there's some really, really good stuff on this record, and I like can't wait to get it in the ears of people. Like it's been extremely difficult to kind of hold back and like know that I like no respect to the stuff that we did last, because that was a learning experience in and of itself, but like I think I'm like very proud of the work that we put into this, and I think I can see the work that we put into it, and I think I can see that in the product, and I just can't wait for people to get their ears in it. Like I'm super stoked. So yeah, I guess the winter will definitely be putting one of the first singles out. So look for that.
That's definitely exciting for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can always narrow it down to like 3 out of the 5 and be like, okay, we're going to draw out of hat, because if we're,
Right.
can't meet that consensus of, that's probably the easiest way to say, okay, let's just try it this way and have someone else,
Right. Yeah, no, we're just there's such different feels in the songs that it's like we have one like slower that we want to put out. We don't want to put that out first, and we've got one that really is like a vibe in and of itself, and it's like, and then one that's more of a rocker. So it's like, do you hit them with the rocker first, or there's all these cool decisions that we have to make, and they're like exciting that we have to make them, because it's it would suck to just be like, this is the only good song on the record, so it's gonna be the single. So I'm happy it's not that way.
Well, you can always put a poll out to your fans too and be like, okay, so what would you like the slow one? Would you like an upbeat one? Would you like whatever? Kind of give them just a little bit of that background and put it out there and see where the poll lands, and be like, oh, maybe that's
that's cute. I like that. Yeah. I love hearing from people. I love, like, I feel like our engagement online is like, I've met so many people, like thanks to NPR, we have people like all over the nation, as opposed to just like locally around us, which is really cool. It frustrated me for a minute, but now that I've kind of like gotten into a group, I feel like our engagement out to people is like, I just feel like they're local, even though they're not. Like we have fans in Alaska. Like, thank you, NPR. We have fans in Alaska. That's so cool. Like, so yeah, but I don't know, that it makes me really happy though to engage with people, and for them to be like, I can't see a show because I'm like a million miles away, but I found all of this online, and well, that's a great idea. I might steal that.
And I totally know what you mean. Oh, well, great. Thanks. You can absolutely steal that. Whatever you need. Yeah. Well, let me know. I'll put it on our websites, things like that too.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah. I really might steal that.
Oh, well, it's kind of funny that you said that, because that's one thing we've been noticing with Crazy Women Country here is we've actually expanded a lot, because we had a lot of, at one point I was getting a lot of New Zealand and England, and well, England, granted, yes, because my co-host is originally from England. She lives in Spain, and it's been great. So it's like, okay, so we start creating this global area, and then we were getting Sweden and obviously Canada, and So it's been very unique and sporadic and all over, but it's like, it's just so cool because you meet so many different people and it's just really like one little kind of community almost. And it's
Yeah.
just so cool.
It's
Yeah.
really interesting. I know it doesn't sound interesting to talk about, but it really is when you're
It is.
like our
Mhm.
Twitter community is completely different than Facebook and Instagram. Like
Right.
I have no clue how that's happened, but like each one is very different pockets of people, and
Mhm.
um it's really cool to just get to know people. And I love meeting them in person. That
Yeah.
they'll come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm so and so from Twitter," and I'm like, "Yes, I love this." I mean, how cool is that? Like, we live in a time that,
Yep.
I mean, I grew up when the internet was just coming up, and like now it's this
Yeah.
very normal piece of our existence. I
And for
hate
all you
I
kids, it was $24.95 for 1 hour, just so y'all know. Let me date
yeah,
my own age.
yeah. Oh,
Oh.
good times.
Well, it's been great having you, Sarah, and you are welcome back anytime, especially when
Hey,
you have
thank
some
you.
the music comes out. We can jump on quick. We can do a live if you want. If you
Oh,
want to
that
play
would be
some
so
music or
cool.
whatever, let me
Yeah,
know.
let's do it. Let's
All
do
right.
it. I love that. Thank
Sounds like
you.
a plan. And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode of Crazy Women Country. Have a great day. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.